Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for 2026. This is going to be your general reading for 2026. Your first row is going to represent what major opportunity to look out for in 2026. You have this Queen card. It says love and prosperity. You have this unicorn card. It says good fortune and friendship. So I definitely like to see that for you, Virgo. Definitely could be experiencing a little bit of both in general here. And so we'll take it. We'll also take this. Tower and Judgment is the most powerful combination in the tarot. To me, it can represent like a major wake-up call, major new understanding, or kind of like a light bulb moment going off for you. And that is definitely the feeling I get there. There could be some sort of light bulb moment or new understanding that you're gaining. I kind of feel like soon, like you might, if you're watching this in December when I publish it, you might be getting this feeling now. Like, this will be published on December 6th. Today is the 5th. So you might be feeling something new. We just had a full moon on the 4th of December as well. So, I don't know, it kind of makes sense. It kind of adds up that you could maybe be having some light bulb moments or feeling pulled in a new direction in your life. And this new direction could be, of course, very positive for you, Virgo. So I like to see that. What I will say is so far you have the most positive reading as well. Not that the readings have been bad. They've actually been fairly positive, but you have the best cards is what I will say. So I definitely like to see that for you. But let's see. You start here in your, again, this first row is going to be what major opportunity to look for. You have the Fool, the Tower, the Judgment card wanted to come out with the Six of Pentacles. Plain and simple, right away, this would say jumping right at the idea, right? The Tower and Judgment can be a fleeting idea. It can be something that comes in very quickly. So you're going to want to take advantage of any opportunities or ideas that come in for you very quickly. Again, this would include December of 2025, I would say. So, even if you're having an idea right now, I would take advantage of it. Even in your third row, you have the Ten of Pentacles. In your fourth row, you have the Ten of Cups right next to it. This could be something long-term, which I am a big fan of for Earth signs. We still have Uranus in Taurus until April when it moves back into Gemini. If I were an Earth sign, that's what I would be focusing on is, building something long-term, something that will support you for a lifetime, right? Could be a business, a career, it doesn't even have to be about money. It could be about your health. It could be about your family. But, it looks to me like there's going to be something that you're going to want to take advantage of very quickly. You have the Tower. Again, Tower and Judgment. I never worry about the Tower card when we have Tower and Judgment because, like I said, it represents a major wake-up call. The thing about the Tower is usually we are entering into new reality, and you have the World right next to it. So some of you could be moving in 2026, number one, but I feel this is more like you are making moves. You could be changing the environment around you because you're making big moves based off of your light bulb moments or based off of, opportunities that are coming in for you. And I do feel this is going to be very good for you. I've said to you before, I really do think we're going to see a new Virgo in 2026. I think you are the sign that, it's like, are you changing the most? I'm not sure. I really feel for Virgo, and I've said this to you before, that it's more like you are just being who you are. And I'm not saying you've been hiding or anything, but I kind of feel like you're just being more of who you are in 2026. I think it wouldn't surprise me if people tell you that you've changed, but I don't think you have. You have the Six of Pentacles and the Judgment card. Again, I would just get started on things like any opportunities that come your way. You don't have to be perfect. Six of Pentacles just wants you to take it one little step, and if you do that, that's the thing that will make it happen. So I would take those little steps. Judgment is about answering the call. So again, if an idea pops into your head, just immediately take a step towards it, whatever it is, because I think that will be like you picking up the phone and telling the universe, like, yes, I want to, take advantage of this opportunity that's coming my way. We're clarifying with the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. You have this organization card. Of course you do, Virgo. You probably organize your dishwasher by forks by size and all that other stuff, right? So, of course, I feel like you are plenty organized, nothing to add. With the Tower, you have this Devotion card. Yeah, it's like I feel like you need to not be afraid to let things go. I don't feel much about this. Like I don't think this is a major blockage or anything like that. But it's like sometimes I think we start to attach our identity to what we do in the world, and then if we feel pulled away from it, we can feel like we're quitting, or we can feel like we're giving up on something. I think you need to change the word into evolution. It's like you're evolving. You're not really, I don't think you're letting something die. This bird is dead here. Normally this would be about love, and love looks very good in your reading. We're going to talk about it in your fourth row, but what I would say here is I feel this is more about you. It's not like you're letting go of something, you're evolving something, and I think you need to know that. With the Judgment card and the Six of Pentacles, you have this Revenge card. Yeah, weirdly enough, a lot of this revenge stuff actually has been coming up this year already for 2026. It could be Saturn and Neptune both being in Aries, kind of like a little bit of a hot-headed energy and things like that. Again, we're looking for opportunities here, but what I would say is, like, I would obviously avoid any people who are trying to get revenge or anything like that, right? Next, we're going to look at your blind spot when it comes to 2026. You have this Chop Wood card and this Higher Power card. Yeah, so just being busy to be busy, basically, that Chop Wood card. Again, I would, just like this year, 2025, I think 2026, we need to continue to make sure that we are being as efficient as possible. 2025 was definitely the year of efficiency. I don't think that stops in 2026 and moving forward. I like to look at what's going on in the world. Like, what are the major themes in the world right now? AI is a major theme. Regardless of how you feel about it, I'm not the biggest fan of it just in the first place, but, I think it could absolutely wipe us out completely. That's my feelings about it. But again, regardless of how you feel about it, it is making things more efficient, right? So this is going to continue for many years to come, I'm sure. And so how can you be more efficient? We have to look at what's going on, and we have to mirror the energy. So, that is definitely something I would think about. Again, you have the Eight of Swords here. Again, this is going to be your blind spot. She is literally blind. She has a blindfold on right here. You have that Higher Power card. So the blindfolds in the tarot represent needing to trust your intuition more. And, that could be a little bit of a blind spot. Maybe you just need to take like 5 minutes, 10 minutes out of every single day to tap into how you're feeling about what you're doing, or to listen to your higher self more. And I definitely feel that is something you should do with the the Eight of Swords. You have the World. The World can be about expansion, expanding your vision. Now, I kind of feel good about this World. Again, it is a good reading, and the World can represent an accomplishment. But what I would say to you is I do feel this is encouraging you to look outside of where you are looking right now. Everywhere. For every single thing that you want, right? It's like maybe if you're looking for a job, maybe you need to look a little bit further away, or maybe you need to look at a different industry or something like that, right? I just feel like there could be, I think the card is saying there are a lot of opportunities for you in the world, but you have to go and find those opportunities. So, I would make sure to do that with the World card. You have the Empress. The Empress can represent abundance, of course, can represent Empress energy, kind of doing things easily, like we already said. So, efficiency is definitely, I don't know that it's a blind spot, but I do think it could be something that would help you significantly. She also has this waterfall behind her here. This waterfall is the water that flows down from the Emperor. Now, but the waterfall is tied to the Tower because we have the bottom of the waterfall right here. If you were at the bottom of a waterfall, you would be getting tossed around all over the place. The thing about the Empress is she is focusing on what she can do right in front of her. She's not worried about all the chaos that's going on around her. Now, one thing I will say is that I've talked about this before. Until like 2033, we are in a time of chaos. We have Uranus and Gemini. Uranus loves Gemini. And again, I don't think Uranus and Gemini is necessarily bad, but it is a rebellious energy. It is against the grain energy. And, I do think it is here to shake things up. So, again, I think we need to focus on what we have. We need to focus on doing what we can with what we got right now in front of us this second, right? We really need to be present. I don't know that it's a blind spot. I just think it could be an action that you could take that would make you more effective. And, I would definitely do it with that card. I still feel good about the Empress. I mean, we go from Empress, King of Cups to the Ten of Cups. Love looks amazing. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Fulfillment card. For some reason, again, good, very good, and there's definitely fulfillment here. You have the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, but one thing I would say that I am getting is settling with this card. I don't think this is bad, but again, I think it's something to look out for. It's like sometimes I think we get into these comfort zones, and that's what I would be careful of. I actually think you're going to have a really good year, and this could be money. But what I feel like it's saying is, like, I feel it's saying, like, don't get into a zone where you are just settling and you're just making a certain amount and just getting by, right? Because I think the energy exists for you to have more. And I would focus on, kind of expanding. And by the way, this is Saturn and Sagittarius. You have the world, you have the tower. A lot of the stuff here is encouraging you to branch out, to get out into the world, to go places you've never been before. That could be literally, that could be figuratively, it could be both. You have this ostentation card. This is about being able to tell a difference between a real opportunity and a fake opportunity. So I think you need to, make sure you're seeing things as they actually are, especially in the world. Neptune will leave Pisces in January, but, one thing I will say is that, Neptune's very slow moving. So we could be still dealing with this energy into next year for a while, Neptune and Pisces, even though it's going into Aries. And Neptune and Pisces, a little bit delusional, and so we need to make sure that if we're, we shouldn't get high on our own supply, which is usually what I say with the Ten of Cups, right? It's a good thing to gas yourself up, of course, but you need to make sure there's actual progress behind that. It's like, I've done this in my life many times where it's like I think something is working, I get really excited about it, but it's not actually working, but because I'm excited, I'm not paying attention, and I'm not making sure that I'm making progress, and then I don't make progress, right? And I feel like that's what that's talking about a little bit. With the Empress, you have this eccentricity card. Yes, again, Uranus and Gemini is extremely eccentric, so, it's going to be affecting all of us, especially because Uranus loves Gemini. Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, so it's a good energy for being eccentric, for, embracing your eccentric ideas, your unique perspectives, and sharing those with the world. I don't know if that's a blind spot. I think it's something, again, that you could do that would lead to some benefits. Next, we're going to look at your next right steps, starting now. Even though we're not in 2026, doesn't matter, I would start in December. You have this Protector card. It says strong, smart, courageous, and capable. There you go. You have this Time Shift. It says past lives, insights, and probabilities. It is like a little bit of a nerdy year, I would say, of like probabilities and things like that. It's really funny because, something that's becoming, again, speaking of the world, something that's becoming really popular right now is these prediction markets where people are predicting and basically betting with crypto on things, right? And so, again, I do think 2026 is a year of kind of like probabilities where we could find ourselves like weighing things up and saying, well, it's like if I do this, there's like a 56% chance that it will happen, but there's like there's this percent chance that it won't happen, and it's like, and there's this other percentage over here where it's like something else might happen. We could be getting really nerdy with the numbers. Is it bad? No, I don't think it is, because I think we are basing this based off of our past. It's like, this is 2025, I think, was a year where it's like almost like over the past many years, however old you are, it's like for many, many years, we've sent our particles out into the universe. 2025, I think, was the return of those particles. Like everything's coming back. It was a dot connection year. And I only realized this at the end of the year. It's like now that we've connected the dots, it's like now we can make better decisions for the path that we're on. And, maybe that's what you're doing here, Virgo. You have very good cards here. You have the Ten of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. Ten of Pentacles is building, leaving a legacy. Again, this will be a theme for all Earth signs, I believe, because of Uranus and Taurus. Uranus and Taurus wants us to build things long term, wants us to build things for the long term. And that's what I would really focus on with the Ten of Pentacles, is building something long-term success, long-term business, long-term relationships. And if you do that, good things will happen. Definitely going to be a focus on finances for you this year. And Ten of Pentacles is an amazing card for building really good finances. But again, I think the trick for you is to branch out, right? Especially if you have a business or a career. It's like, is there something you can do to do something you've never done before in that career or in that business? Or can you go to a new location? Can you work in a new location? You never know, right? Like I used to record my videos when I moved here on this wall for some stupid reason. This looks much better. And like when I shifted, over here, like I felt different. And so it might sound stupid, but again, sometimes I think changing location, mixing things up, changing up your office, cleaning your freaking office, which is, I definitely need to do that. My parents are coming to visit and I haven't done any cleaning. Typical ADHD person, like I've had 2 weeks to like clean basically. They were supposed to be here last week, but they didn't come and I didn't do anything. So, I'll be doing it last minute, like probably 2 hours before they show up, right, is when I'll clean. But again, doing that can definitely change the vibe. You have the King of Cups here. King of Cups, I feel, is your emotions. He has very deep emotions. He needs to explore his emotions. And I do think that would be good for you. It seems to me like you might be a little bit busy this year. So I would be taking time to explore your emotions, explore how you feel. But also what I'm talking about is, taking a dedicated time to do that, like going for a walk or, taking 5 minutes to meditate or something like that. He explores his emotions, allows him to make better decisions. And I feel like that is one of the next right steps you could take before we even start 2026. You have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, I just feel like this is, again, an action you're taking. I don't know why I feel like your bottom row is actions for some reason. That's how it's popping into my head. So the Eight of Cups, he's choosing to walk away from things that no longer serve him, and he's choosing not to settle. And I kind of said that on that fulfillment card and the Eight of Swords. Really the Eight of Cups, this right here, these 8 cups provide him with something, but it's just not right. And that's why he's walking away, is because he might be walking away from something that does provide him with something, but he knows that there could be something better. And this is not like grass is greener, right? He just knows that if he stayed there, he'd be settling. So he's choosing not to settle. Let's see. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have this impulsiveness card. Yes, that is definitely something I think that could come up for you, like impulsive opportunities with the Fool showing up here in the Tower and the Judgment card. It's like there's not like a ton of time for you to think about what you're doing and to get everything organized, which might drive you crazy. But I think you don't have to be perfect, and maybe the choices or the things you're doing are a little bit impulsive, but at the same time, I feel that will kind of be good, really. With the King of Cups, you have this flirtation card. Yes, definitely, love looks good, like I already said. The next row is going to represent love. But if you want love, could be attracting a water sign for sure. But I do feel like this is a very I feel like this person will flirt with you a lot. Like even, like if you were to marry this person, I think that you're both like 90 years old, they'll still be smacking your ass here, Virgo. So, I feel like it's a very, they're flirtatious in that sense. I don't think they flirt with everyone. So it's not like a cheater or something like that. But it's more just like a playful person, With the Eight of Cups, you have the Rebellion card. Uranus and Gemini, I said it. So this is actually Mars and Aquarius, this card. But again, Uranus and Gemini is very rebellious energy. I would encourage you to be rebellious. Again, this isn't, I'm not encouraging you to break the law or anything like that. But if there are rules that you can bend or break, even if there's not a consequence, then, don't be afraid of like standing out by being rebellious. Probably one of the best things that you could do. I think I've been saying this to you all 2025, that, kind of going against the grain for Virgo, it would be a good thing. Next, we are going to look at love. Right, duh. You have this Tears of Remorse card. It says, make peace with your regrets and allow the past to guide your future actions. You have this Fleeting Flare Path that says, something in your life will be brief, not meant to stay in your life forever. I feel like some of you are healing from something that, was not in your life forever. I'm getting the word regrets here. Like, I would definitely heal that. Like, if you have any regrets about the past or, whatever, it's like you are not necessarily that person. So it's like you can change it, right? And I would look at any regrets you're having and like let those things go. The other thing, this is going to sound weird, Virgo, but it is popping into my head, so I have to say it. It's like if you're in a connection right now, I feel like some of you, it's almost like you could be having moments where you really appreciate your partner. I don't think that's a bad thing. It's like you could be looking at your partner and noticing things that you really appreciate about them, and you might actually, I feel like you could be getting emotional because you could be thinking about things you did where you didn't appreciate them. It's almost like the universe is like, yeah, this is a good person, you should treat them well and everything like that. I actually think I think your person could be doing this as well. So if you're in a connection, like it could be a healing year if you're already in a connection, so that would be good as well. You have the Ten of Cups. Again, if you're in a connection, if you want to have a family, freaking amazing, for sure. Like I said, it kind of feels like a healing year for me as far as love is concerned, if you already have it, and that's good. If you want love, I think it's also a great card. You could be attracting a person where you have a family with that person, or you kind of form a strong bond, whatever you want. Again, if you don't want love, this row is going to represent something that you could love. And so the Ten of Cups is just great for all of you, really. It's great for fortune after difficulty, or like some sort of improvement. You have the Page of Swords. I'm going to actually show you here. He is looking over to the King of Cups and the Flirtation card. So I'm not sure if, like, I kind of feel like this is you that already has their eye on a person. So I would go for it if I were you, Virgo, for sure. It could be them. Page of Swords can be spying. Not calling you out, but I totally am. So there you go. You have this Strength card. Again, I feel like this person will, I think if you're attracting love, that you will feel very strong in the connection. I also feel that you will notice that it's more positive just in general. Like, as in, you could be attracting a person who's like ridiculously positive, who, never complains or something like that. Strength is about having control over your inner voice. And, this person, I kind of feel like this is a person that you could be attracting. And I feel like that is maybe one of the things that really stands out to you, is that they have like very strong control over the words they use, or the thing, even if things are going bad in their life, it's like they kind of turn it around to the positive. So, definitely something I'm getting. I also feel for all of you, that this could be you just nurturing yourself so that you can love yourself more. Again, even if you don't want love, or if you do, it doesn't matter. The Strength card is about working on yourself. Again, this is your inner voice or your inner critic. And so I think that is always a good thing for people to work on. With the Ten of Cups, you have this Detachment card. Yes, there is something about 2026. Part of me wants to blame Saturn and Neptune again, because they'll both be in Aries. It's almost, but also the thing that I would say to you is that on the 8th of December, this video will be published on the 6th, but we have this Mars square Saturn, Mars in Sag, and then Saturn in Pisces in December. And there's like a couple of things that are going on that just make me feel like practicing non-attachment to outcome will lead to the best outcome. So if you're meeting a person, just allowing it to happen would be a good idea. With the Page of Swords, you have this Charity card. Yeah, a bunch of people have had this card in this set of readings. This deck has about 9,000 cards in it. I don't know if you can see how thick this boy is right here, but, there's a billion cards in this deck. So it always surprises me when a card repeats, because it's like almost freaking impossible. But definitely a lot of people have had it. So this can be like a gift from the universe, and, you could be attracting a gift. With the Strength card, you have this Appreciation card. The best energy to attract from is gratitude and love, right? So being grateful for the things that you love in your life, even if you don't want love. We're just talking about the energy of love, I feel would be extra good for you this year. Next, we're going to look at the good stuff. You have this Courthouse card. It says, all legal matters, disputes, contracts, important decisions, balance needed, discoveries, assessments. You have this Murky Thoughts. It says, worry, doubt, pessimism, lost hope, insecurity, confusion, lack of focus, depression, uncertainty, and concern. So, again, I do feel something like some of you could have dealt with something legal in the past. It's kind of weird because maybe it's already been closed out. Like, this is popping into my head for you here, Virgo, that if you have a legal situation that's done, right, you could actually be getting some justice from that situation. Maybe not directly from that situation, right, but it's almost like a karmic reward is what I'm getting intuitively here. If you dealt with something that there is no connection anymore between it, like maybe lawsuit or something like that, you might not realize it, but it's like something is coming in to balance that situation. If you are dealing with something legal, I feel like that it could be coming to an end, or you could be fixing it this year. I also feel good about the Murky Thoughts card. Again, it is coming up in the good stuff, and so you could be getting out of your head a little bit more, and that will be good with the Detachment card. Again, I want to say on this card that I don't think this is just love. There's something about 2026 where that I think this would be a good thing to practice for everything. If you're starting a project, trying to get a job or whatever, just having more of that happy-go-lucky, just allowing things to happen energy will probably be best. You have the Six of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Temperance card. So again, Six of Swords can be moving on to calmer shores, so definitely could be heading towards improvements here, Virgo, and I feel like that will be a good thing for you. I also feel that some of you just feel like a little bit of a fresh start here. It's kind of a weird feeling, but I do feel it's more talking about a fresh start in your life, which is good. You have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords and the good stuff can represent taking a risk. Again, we have the Fool card. The Fool card, he has to take the risk of looking like a fool. So, that's what I would do. One other thing that just popped into my head is that we have the Fool to the World. In the Major Arcana, we go from the Fool to the World. So whenever we have them right next to each other in a reading, this could represent you making a lot of progress very quickly. It's like you're going through the Fool's journey very quickly this year, so that's pretty good. It's like you could be, maybe 2025, you feel like you didn't make much progress. You could be making like 3 years worth of progress in 2026 instead of none, right? You have the Temperance card. Temperance is alchemy. It's kind of funny as well that I do feel this for Virgo, that you feel now like you can change things. If we look at the astrology that we've been dealing with for many years, like Pluto and Capricorn, for example, that can be very challenging. Pluto and Capricorn, you can feel like you're making progress, and then you can feel like you're coming down. And it's like you feel like you're always having to climb the mountain to maintain your level. And so again, I feel pretty good about this because now that that's over, it feels to me like you feel like you can actually make progress. With the Six of Swords, you have this Exaltation card. Very good. Another card that a lot of people have been getting, which is great. This could be like a little bit of a blessing from the universe, or it can say the universe is guiding you at this time. With the Five of Swords, you have this Convention card. I do feel like Virgo should break free from convention. Convention is the way things have always been done in any area of your life. So, but it's coming up in the good stuff. So I kind of feel you are being willing to be more innovative and, maybe you're willing to be more eccentric, like that eccentricity card, or you're willing to try your own ideas instead of, doing everybody else's ideas, which is good. With the Temperance card, you have this Principle card. Yeah, more alignment. This card means like you are standing up for your principles or you're living your principles. But really, I just get the word alignment on this card. Obviously, if you're living from your principles, you are in alignment. And, that could lead to a lot of success. But this looks very good, Virgo. I like it. So thank you for being here. Make sure to like, leave a comment, and definitely enjoy your year.